Breaking news! OMG! Dito talaga hindi makamove on ang mga kalaban. Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, viral matapos ang kanyang pangmalakasang moves na tiyak namang ikakatuwa ng lahat. Yes mga kababayan, sa katunayan, super effective talaga ang ginagawang moves ni Pbbm sa ating bansa. Dahil unti-unti nang nagsisilabasan ang mga resulta nito. Eto ba ang hindi marunong magpresidente? Ang masasabi ko lang mga kababayan, tumatrabaho talaga si Pbbm nang hindi natin nalalaman at kung malaman man natin ay may resulta na ito. Grabe talagang mga moves ni Pbbm, super advanced at napakawalastik. Very good ka talaga Mr. President. Kaya naman mga kababayan, wag na natin itong patagalin pa. Samahan niyo ako at sabay-sabay nating alamin ang maiinit na balita sa araw na ito. Breaking news! Ang administrasyon ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ay nagpahayag ng kumpiyansa na ang mga natitirang larangang Guerrilla sa Pilipinas ay mababawasan sa zero bago matapos ang taong 2024. Sa pagbanggit na makabuluhang pagbaba sa bilang ng mga komunistang teroristang grupo, sinabi ni Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief General Romeo Browner Jr. sa isang press briefing sa palasyo na ang lakas ng mga komunistang rebelding New People's Army ay bumaba na ng malaki sa 1,111 members na lamang ngayong taon mula sa 2,200 nung nakaraang taon. Sinabi ni Browner na bumaba rin ng husto ang bilang ng mga baril ng mga rebelding NPA at ang kanilang mga larangang guerrilla ay pinutol mula 7 hanggang 4 na lamang. Sinabi rin ni Browner na karamihan sa mga rebelde ay nagpahayag ng kanilang intensyon na sumuko at bumalik na sa lipunan. Gayunpaman, sinabi ni Browner na hindi maaaring pabayaan ng gobyerno ang pagbabantay nito na idiniin na magpapatuloy pa din ang operasyong pangkombat. Sinabi din ni National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict Undersecretary at Executive Director Ernesto Torres Jr. na ang gobyerno ay nakatuon sa pananatiling mapagbantay laban sa mga teroristang grupo. Sinabi ni Browner na ang gobyerno ay nagtatrabaho din upang hikayatin ang mga miyembro ng mga teroristang grupo na bumalik na sa lipunan. Sinabi din ni Browner na ang mga rebelde ay makakatanggap ng mga benepisyo sa ilalim ng Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program kung sakali man sila ay susuko.
In terms of the strength of the New People's Army, ay talagang mahinang-mahina na sila. So they only have about 1,111 fighters left from the 2,200 last year. So that is a big reduction in their manpower. And in terms of firearms, ganun rin po yung reduction nila. About 1,000 firearms have been reduced. So in terms of the guerrilla fronts, earlier, about 3 months ago, we reported that there were 7 remaining weakened guerrilla fronts. Now there are only 4. 4 na lang po. And we are expecting that by the end of the year, we will have finished all the guerrilla fronts. We will have reduced them to 0.
Okay. Ano po yung 4 na yon na tatapusin ninyo within this year?
Yung mga guerrilla fronts natin, 2 ang naiwan na lang dito sa Northern Luzon. Isa po dito sa Southern Luzon area at isa dito sa Visayas area. No?
Ano yung mga pangalan po ng mga guerrilla fronts?
Ako, hindi ko dala yung... Yes.
4 yun, kasamang Eden.
Yeah.
We have Weekend Guerrilla Front North Abra.
Yun.
Then we have Weekend Guerrilla Front Baggas, both in Cordillera Administrative Region. Then we have KLG-1 in the Bicol region, and Central Front, Weekend Guerrilla Front Central Front in Negros Occidental. But as the AOP have submitted to us, 3 of those are already for validation to be dismantled.
Yes.
So we are very optimistic that upon official validation, we would only be confronting one weekend guerrilla front. So what is very important to note is that from the start of the NTF-LCAC in December of 2018, we had 89 active guerrilla fronts all over the country. And if we are to consider active guerrilla fronts, we now have 0 guerrilla fronts. And we thank the public for that, no? Because prior to that, it was only the security sector, primarily, no, AFP and PNP, who were taking the cudgels of resolving our insurgency problem. But when we finally got our acts together and committed to the whole of nation approach, whole of government participation, founded on good governance, we were able really to do the almost impossible at that time. So on the average, if you will do the math, 17 guerrilla fronts have been dismantled per year. And when we were still in the active service, just to further contextualize why I said that it is almost impossible, there were years that only 1-2 guerrilla fronts are being dismantled in a particular year. But with this mechanism that we have, we were able, and with the help of everybody, including our friends from the media, in disseminating important information and programs of the government, and to make the insurgents feel that there is a government that cares for them, we were able to turn the tide in favor of the government. And yes, we have 0 active guerrilla fronts, and upon the official validation of the armed forces of the Philippines and our security sector, we are hopeful that towards the end of this year, and we are praying that there will be no more weekend guerrilla fronts that would be confronted at the start of next year. Thank you.
Let me answer the second part of Eden's question about their activities in relation to elections. Alam nyo po yung natitirang 1,111 fighters, most of them want to surrender already. However, what is preventing them from doing so is the elections, the midterm elections of next year. No? May mga nakausap kami ng mga rebel attorneys. Sabi namin, kausapin niyo yung mga kasamahan niyo na mag-surrender na. No? Sabi nila, sir, gusto sana nilang mag-surrender pero elections next year. Oo, so i-delay na lang muna nila yung pag-surrender nila. No? Anong kinalaman? Well, they always have this scheme, no? Money-making scheme. Nangongolekta sila ng permit to campaign at permit to win, no? Kaya po, ang pakiusap namin sa ating mga kandidato ay huwag pong magbayad ng permit to campaign or permit to win sa kahit na sino mang miyembro ng New People's Army or yung mga nagpapanggap na miyembro ng New People's Army. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one is Tuesday New, DZBB. Please pass. Eden.
Hi, sirs and ma'am. To follow up lang, sir, kay Chief of Staff General Brown, sir. Sabi nyo ay at bago matapos ang taon, hopefully matapos na rin itong mga weekend guerrilla fronts natin. If that is the case, sir, I understand yung NTF-LCAC was created under Executive Order 70 para ma-stop yung local armed conflict. So kapag wala na tayong local armed conflict, ano pang magiging silbi po ng NTF-LCAC? Ito po ba ay i-abolish o kayo ba ay isi-shift into another commission or group?
Thank you. Well, when we say that there will be 0 guerrilla fronts by the end of the year, hindi po ibig sabihin nito ay wala ng matitirang mga fighters. We are expecting that there will still be vertical units. So may mga matitira pang mga armado na Ang nangyayari ngayon ay nagtitipon-tipon sila, nagugrupo-grupo sila. Dahil halos kokonti na lang po yung mga natitira. So they group themselves into bigger formations so that they could attack probably mga detachments natin and so on. Pero talagang mahina na sila. So by next year, we are expecting na meron pa rin. Magkakaroon pa rin ng mga encounters next year. Pero hindi na po sila talagang makakapag-extort ng pera. Hindi na po sila makakapag-influence ng mga communities natin. And that is the more important thing. No? But as to the other question, I will leave that to Yusek Torres as to what will happen to the NTF-ELCAC.
Thank you, Chief of Staff, for allowing me to answer that difficult question. Well, to answer Tuesday, we have to remember that the more difficult part in our counterinsurgency campaign is the sustainment of our peace gains. We cannot afford to allow them that opportunity to recover. That's why we all have to continue working together as a nation in order to sustain our peace gains. So, and part of our effort at the NTF-ELCAC is to review our campaign plan and program. And we've been doing that for the past year. That's why we arrived at the draft that we presented to the chairman, our president, His Excellency President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. a while ago, the final draft of the National Action Plan for Unity, Peace, and Development, which is more focused on socio-economic development rather than on security operations or campaign. But it is not to say na sineset aside na natin kasi kailangan talaga natin pa rin to have a secured environment for us to be able to proceed with our various developmental efforts, no? Para mai-implement natin na maigi. Let us always be reminded, and this is always what I share to the public, no? Lasting peace is the price of eternal vigilance. So we have to continue working together to be more vigilant, even if we have already severely degraded their capability to conduct violent actions or terrorism. We have to be continuously vigilant and supportive of the different socio-economic development programs of the government. And that is practically what the NAP-UPD or National Action Plan for Unity, Peace, and Development is geared towards. And I also would like to make mention that we are already reaching the final stage of counter-insurgency campaign on matters related to their armed component. And we are very lucky that last year, the President was signed the amnesty proclamation. So yung pong ating National Amnesty Commission is very much at the forefront of the implementation of the amnesty program. In fact, as we speak now, there are 971 former CTG or former members of the CPP-NPA who have already submitted their application for amnesty. So, all over the country, meron na po tayong mga local amnesty boards, and one of the topic that was discussed earlier, of course, is related to that. And sorry ma'am, but I think it would be better for the chairperson to elaborate further on the actions of the National Amnesty Commission, if that would be required by Ms. Tuesday. Thank you.